What is happening, sports fans? Welcome back to the Roger Report, where we break down the biggest stories hitting the sports world faster than a Hail Mary in the final seconds. The news cycle is absolutely electric right now, and if you think you've caught up, think again. We've got seismic shifts, potential quarterback shakeups, and game-changing debuts that you absolutely cannot afford to miss. Get ready, because the updates are coming in hot and heavy, and we've got the inside scoop on all of it. Don't blink, or you might miss the next big thing. Stick around as we dive into the stories that have everyone talking, from the gridiron to the front office. You're about to get the unmissable rundown, so buckle up. First up, the New York Giants are facing some serious quarterback questions after a rough Week 1 outing. Head coach Brian Daboll dropped some telling comments about Russell Wilson's starting job that have everyone buzzing. Is this the start of a change in the Big Apple? We've got the details on what Daboll said and why it's causing such a stir. Then, we're heading to Washington, where the Commanders are making waves with some key player debuts. Jayden Daniels and Deebo Samuel showed out in their first game, and they completely shut down Russell Wilson and the Giants' offense. We'll break down how Washington's defense stifled the Giants and what this means for both teams moving forward. Finally, we're diving back into the Giants' quarterback situation as Brian Daboll's non-committal stance is sparking a full-blown controversy. With a rookie waiting in the wings and a tough schedule ahead, could we see a change sooner rather than later? And hey, if you're loving this breakdown, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the Roger Report, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Let's go. The Giants' quarterback quandary begins. After a dismal Week 1 performance, the New York Giants are already facing intense scrutiny regarding their starting quarterback position. Head coach Brian Daboll offered a notably evasive response when pressed about Russell Wilson's future under center, fueling speculation about a potential change. The Giants' offense sputtered to a mere 6 points in their season opener against the Washington Commanders, managing only 231 total yards. Russell Wilson, in his debut with the team, completed just 17 of 37 passes for 168 yards, struggling to find a rhythm against a solid Commanders defense. The team's inability to generate significant offense, failing to score a touchdown for the third consecutive season opener under Daboll, has put immense pressure on the coaching staff and front office. Daboll, while stating he has confidence in Russell Wilson and that this game isn't on Russell Wilson, repeatedly avoided directly committing to him as the Week 2 starter. This ambiguity is amplified by the presence of rookie quarterback Jaxson Dart, who impressed during the preseason and is the primary backup. Fans and analysts are already clamoring for a look at Dart, especially given the Giants' recent struggles and Daboll's own precarious job security, with the team's record under him being a stark 9-26 since Week 1 of 2023. The public reaction online has been swift, with many calling for Daboll to make a change sooner rather than later, citing the need to evaluate young talent and the disappointing offensive output. The stark contrast with former Giants QB Daniel Jones, who had a stellar debut for the Indianapolis Colts, only intensifies the debate. But don't go anywhere, because the pressure is mounting and the Giants' decision could have major implications. Next, we'll see how the Commanders' defense managed to completely neutralize Wilson and the Giants' attack in their impressive Week 1 victory. Commanders' defense dominates in debut. The Washington Commanders showcased a formidable defense in their season opener, successfully containing Russell Wilson and the New York Giants en route to a convincing 21-6 victory. After a Super Bowl defense that allowed 55 points, Washington's defensive unit bounced back emphatically. They limited the Giants to a mere 231 total yards and, crucially, kept them out of the end zone, forcing them to settle for just 2 field goals. Key players like Darren Payne made impactful plays, contributing to the constant pressure on Wilson. Offensively, rookie quarterback Jayden Daniels impressed in his debut, throwing for 233 yards and a touchdown. The offense also saw a significant contribution from new acquisition Deebo Samuel, who scored a pivotal 19-yard touchdown run in the fourth quarter that sealed the game. Rookie running back Bill Krosky-Merritt also made his mark, leading the team in rushing with 82 yards and a touchdown. The Giants' defense showed some promise with 3 first-half sacks, but it wasn't enough to overcome their offensive struggles. Abdul Carter, the Giants' 3rd overall pick, had a half sack and blocked a punt in his debut, but the team couldn't capitalize. Fans and analysts are praising the Commanders' defensive turnaround and the early chemistry shown by Daniels and Samuel. The performance sets a positive tone for Washington's season, while raising further questions about the Giants' offensive capabilities. This defensive masterclass set the tone, but the offensive side of the ball for the Giants is where the real drama is unfolding. Now, let's dive deeper into why Brian Daboll's comments after that loss have ignited a full-blown quarterback controversy. Daboll's evasion sparks Giants QB controversy. Following a lackluster offensive showing in their 21-6 season-opening loss to the Washington Commanders, New York Giants head coach Brian Daboll conspicuously avoided confirming Russell Wilson as the team's Week 2 starter, igniting significant debate. For the 3rd consecutive season opener under Daboll, the Giants' offense failed to find the end zone. Outside of a single drive resulting in a field goal, the unit was largely ineffective. Russell Wilson, acquired to stabilize the offense, completed only 17 of 37 passes for 168 yards, facing consistent pressure and struggling to move the ball. This performance, coupled with the team's overall offensive struggles in recent seasons, has intensified scrutiny on Daboll and his staff. Daboll's post-game press conference was marked by his characteristic reticence, but his lack of a definitive endorsement for Wilson was particularly striking. "We're gonna get home, look at our game. Collectively, we've all got to do better," Daboll stated, emphasizing that this game isn't on Russell Wilson and that he has confidence in Russ. However, when directly asked if Wilson would remain the starter, Daboll deflected, stating they would evaluate the tape and that he has confidence in Russ. This ambiguity is heightened by the presence of rookie quarterback Jaxson Dart, the number 25 overall pick, as Wilson's direct backup. Adding another layer to the narrative, former Giants quarterback Daniel Jones delivered a dominant performance in his debut for the Indianapolis Colts, leading them to a decisive 33-8 victory. This stark contrast has fueled public discussion and increased the pressure on Daboll, whose own job security is reportedly on the line given the team's 9-26 record under his tenure since Week 1 of 2023. The Giants faithful are vocal on social media, with many questioning Daboll's decisions and advocating for a look at Jaxson Dart. The upcoming Week 2 matchup against the Dallas Cowboys looms large, and another poor offensive showing could force Daboll's hand. This lack of clarity from the top is creating a storm of speculation and fan unrest. But is this just about one game, or is there a deeper quarterback quandary brewing for the Giants? We'll break it down. Daboll's non-answer fuels Giants QB controversy. The New York Giants' dismal 21-6 Week 1 loss to the Washington Commanders has been compounded by head coach Brian Daboll's ambiguous statements regarding quarterback Russell Wilson's future, effectively opening the door to a quarterback controversy. The Giants' offense looked anemic for most of the game, struggling to generate points despite handing play-calling duties back to offensive coordinator Mike Kafka. Russell Wilson completed a mere 17 of 37 passes for 168 yards, and the unit as a whole could only muster 6 points. This performance was particularly galling for Giants fans, as former quarterback Daniel Jones enjoyed a spectacular debut for the Indianapolis Colts, throwing for 3 touchdowns in a dominant 33-8 win. When questioned about potentially benching Wilson for Week 2, Daboll offered a non-committal response. "I have confidence in Russell Wilson," he told reporters, reiterating, "This game isn't on Russell Wilson." However, he refused to definitively state that Wilson would remain the starter. This hesitation is significant, especially with rookie Jaxson Dart, who was listed as the primary backup and even had a package installed for him, waiting in the wings. Daboll admitted he did not consider inserting Dart during the game, but the door is now open for such a consideration. The lack of a firm commitment from Daboll has ignited widespread discussion among fans and analysts. Many are calling for the team to evaluate Dart, arguing that another poor performance from Wilson against a tough Dallas Cowboys team would leave the Giants in an untenable position. Daboll's own job security, with the team's poor record under his leadership, adds another layer of urgency to these decisions. The public reaction has been overwhelmingly focused on the quarterback situation, with many questioning Daboll's strategy and confidence in Wilson. The contrast with Daniel Jones' successful debut has only amplified the criticism. This indecision at the top is creating a ripple effect that could define the Giants' season. But what does this mean for the rest of the league? We'll wrap up with a quick recap of all the action and tell you what you need to know. That's a wrap on another high-octane episode of the Roger Report. We saw the Commanders' defense dominate, Russell Wilson's Giants debut fall flat, and Brian Daboll's cryptic comments spark a quarterback controversy. What a week in sports. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown, subscribe to the Roger Report for all your essential sports news, and ring that notification bell so you're always in the loop. And tell us in the comments below, who do you think should be the Giants' starting quarterback? Follow us on all social platforms for more exclusive content. We'll see you next time.